and welcome to Elizabeth's Craft Room. Today we are going to make this fun project which we've been doing in class. It's so lovely. It is a post-it note holder. We've got obviously a pen holder there as well. And also when you have written your note, there's even a place to leave yourself a little reminder. I'm obviously calling myself, we've no idea why that is, but anyway, that's how it's designed. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make this and show you all the measurements. We are using the gorgeous Music from the Heart, designed by a Stampin' Up demonstrator called Dawn Olszewski. Absolutely beautiful stamp set, so check that one out if you haven't already. And we will start making this project. So let's start with the little pocket at the front, and I have got some measurements for you. So this is 5 3/4 by 3 1/4 inches. On the long side you're going to score at 3/4, 1 1/4, 4 5/8 and 5 1/8, and on the short side you're going to score at 2 and 2 1/2 inches. Then you're going to take out the corners. So those corner pieces come out completely. And we will fold all of the scores in and make a little kind of front pocket. Now this is deep enough to hold a whole pack of post-it notes and a pen. Just watch out, if you're going to put a little ribbon loop on, it doesn't necessarily need to have a little clippy bit on the pen, but on the pen with a pen cap, but just watch out the kind of pen that you're using. Make sure that it's going to fit into the box. So let's just squeeze these together. Now what you want is for this piece to be on the outside and the sides to be on the inside. That is because when you put the post-it notes in there, you don't want them to catch on the top bit. So this will help to prevent that. So there's our little pocket for the front. We are going to decorate that with a piece of designer paper, which is 1 3/4 by 3 1/4. I'm using this gorgeous Sale-A-Bration designer paper. I just love it. All that shine in it. So there's our little front pocket. So that's ready for our post-it notes to go in. Right, now we have our main piece. Now this can either be A4 or US letter length. So don't worry too much about the length. It's not that critical. It's just a teensy bit in height. Your important measurements are: you're going to score at 1/4 inch, 1 7/8 inch, and 4 inches. So that is our 3 scores. And we're going to have some decoration on here. Now this needs to be right up at the top. The pocket's coming at the bottom. So my piece of real red that I'm using here is 5 7/8 by 3 inches. Ooh. There we go, a bit of Tombow glue there, and that's right up near the top. You'll have a little bit of overlap on the pocket, but there's no point doing it all the way around down to the bottom. It's all just going to be completely hidden. And the designer paper measurements, Liz, is 2 3/4 by 5 1/2 inches. There we go. It's our bee paper again. So pretty. And then the pocket, you're going to glue round that U shape, round the edge there, and stick that onto the front. Now it overlaps just a tad. That's to allow it to be big enough to get the post-it note and a pen inside. So just a little bit of an overlap. Also, you don't really want to see the white from the back. So give that a little squeeze in. And allow that glue to stick. Okay, now this piece here is going to glue on the back, and you want this to be roughly, I would say, about 3/4 of an inch up. Is roughly, depends exactly where you glue as to exactly how upright it stands, but that's coming about 3/4 of an inch. And just the important thing is to make sure it's the same either side. So I'm just sort of eyeballing that. Right, there we go. And then the final thing to give that a bit of strength, this piece here was just an offcut. This is, I'm scoring at about 1/4 of an inch again, and it's 5 3/4 inches. So I'm just going to fold this under and glue under here. That's going pretty much in the middle there at the back. Glue that on. And then we're going to give it just a little bit of support again on up at the top there onto the back. And that's going to give it a little bit more strength there, so that it's got some more support. So it sits quite nicely. It will hold a whole post-it note holder, a whole post-it note. I'm just going to put about half of one in there for today. There we go. Now with my original design, I put my ribbon underneath this piece here and it came out, but I felt it was going out a little bit too wide, so I'm going to do it the other way around, especially as I want my my pen to go into this box. So I'm actually going to put it underneath one of my stamped pieces. So let's stamp that first and I'll show you how this is going to go. So I've stamped my little treble clef, and then I'm going to colour in with, this is a dark real red blend on there. So we're going to take a little piece of that ribbon, and what I want is for that to be across like so. So I want my I want this to be secured like this. Now the best way to do that is with tear and tape, because it's nice and strong and will hold the ribbon in place. Let's get this in the right position first of all, and I'm going to stick that down. Take the backing off there, and then we're going to glue this piece over the top, and that will pop my pen exactly where I want it to be. As I say, you can put it on the outside, but I think this actually holds it more onto the inside of the box, if that makes sense. Right, 2 more bits of stamping, and I've got some little pieces there. Oh, I should have said that Whisper White was cut with a sunburst. You could also just do a circle. And here I've got 2 pieces of real red, which are 2 5/8 by 1 inch, and Whisper White at 2.5 by 3/4 inch. And I'm stamping in basic grey. I'm going to do the keyboard stamp, and then also just a note. And those are both from that same stamp set. Let's pop those up. And my keyboard one I am gluing directly onto the front of the pocket at the bottom. So that's going right onto there. And the just a note, I'm going to probably pop that up on some dimensionals up at the top. There we go. Let's just slit just a little bit. Let's pop that up. There you go. So that is the post-it note holder. I hope you like that project. It's a really fun one to do, and I think a really useful thing to have somewhere around your home where you might need to leave yourself or somebody else a message. And with a nice bright post-it note, they're going to notice it stuck on there when they come in. So thank you for visiting Elizabeth's Craft Room today. I look forward to welcoming you back again soon.